Let's be honest, if manifestation worked the way social media says, everyone would be rich, glowing, emotionally healed, and living in a minimalist apartment with perfect lighting. But here we are, manifesting abundance while our bank accounts are out here manifesting stress. The truth is, manifestation isn't magic. It's not the universe granting wishes like some cosmic customer service department. It's something way less mystical, and way more powerful, your brain running a system you've never been taught to use. And here's the twist, you've already manifested things before, without even trying. Today, we're breaking down how it really works, without crystals, chanting, or losing your sanity. Let me guess, you've tried manifesting before. Not in the dramatic, full moon ritual way, unless you did, in which case, respect. I mean the normal people version. You woke up one day and said, "This year, I'm manifesting a better life." And for about 48 hours, you genuinely believed you were unstoppable. Then life hit you with a reminder. A random bill. A weirdly personal headache. A notification from your bank that felt like a personal attack. And suddenly you were like, okay, maybe the universe has me on airplane mode. Maybe you even tried affirmations. I am confident. I am successful. I am glowing. Meanwhile your brain whispered, relax. The only thing glowing is your stress. Or you watched those manifestation success stories online. The ones where someone claims they thought about money. Sat in silence. And somehow a check randomly appeared. And you're sitting there like, so where's my random check? Did the universe lose my address? Should I file a complaint? And let's not forget the journaling phase. You wrote out your dreams like a poet on caffeine. You felt inspired, for about 6 minutes. Then your old habits walked in like, hey, miss us? If any of this sounds like your life, relax. Nothing's wrong with you. You're not bad at manifesting. You're not low vibration. Your aura isn't malfunctioning. You're simply trying to use manifestation like a magic spell. Instead of what it actually is. A psychological system your brain responds to. The truth is, you don't want someone to tell you to just visualize harder. You want someone to explain why your mind behaves the way it does. And how to work with it. Not against it. And that's exactly what this video is about to do. 3. Alright, let's talk about the part nobody admits. Most people treat manifestation like they're placing an online order with the universe. I'll take financial abundance, emotional stability, and maybe a soulmate, express shipping, please. And then they sit there waiting like, why is it taking so long? Did the universe go on lunch break? Did my order get delivered to the wrong person again? This is the first big mistake. People think manifestation works through wanting really, really hard. As if intensity equals results. If that were true, overthinkers would be billionaires. And people with anxiety would have manifested paradise by now. The second mistake? Forcing positivity until your brain starts rolling its eyes at you. You know that phase where you tell yourself, I am calm. I am centered. I am abundant. While your actual life feels like a browser with 27 tabs open, 3 of them frozen, and 1 playing music mysteriously? Yeah, that. People think manifestation means they're not allowed to feel bad. Like one negative thought will summon a lightning bolt of bad luck. No. Your brain isn't a genie that gets offended easily. You're allowed to be human. Another classic mistake. People manifest goals, not identities. They say, I want to be confident. But they still believe deep down, I'm awkward and people secretly judge me. Or, I want success. But their identity is stuck on, I'm not good enough, I always mess things up. You can't manifest a life your self-image doesn't support. Your brain will sabotage it every time. It's like trying to run high-end software on a phone with 2% battery. The system just shuts down. And then there's the biggest mistake of all. Thinking manifestation is about imagining the end result. instead of becoming the type of person who naturally creates that result. People visualize a mansion but won't clean their room. They visualize wealth but avoid opening their bank app. They visualize a better life but keep repeating the same identity loops every day. And when nothing changes, they blame the universe. Meanwhile, the universe is like, "Bro, you didn't even update the software." The truth? Manifestation doesn't fail because you didn't visualize hard enough. It fails because your conscious mind is asking for something your subconscious mind doesn't believe yet. Fix that belief gap, and everything else finally starts working. Let's be honest, when we manifest something, we're not actually manifesting the thing. We're manifesting the feeling we think that thing will give us. Nobody wants money just to stare at numbers on a screen. We want the freedom, the security, the quiet confidence of knowing we're not one surprise bill away from emotional collapse. Nobody wants confidence just for fun. We want the ability to walk into a room without overthinking our breathing, our voice, or where to put our hands like we suddenly forgot how arms work. And success? We don't want trophies. We want respect, stability, and that deep, satisfying feeling of "I'm finally becoming who I'm meant to be." Every goal you chase, every manifestation, every desire, is actually a shortcut to an emotional state your brain is craving. That's why manifestation doesn't work when you only focus on the result. Your brain doesn't move toward outcomes. It moves toward identities. Once you align with the feeling behind the goal, the emotional experience you truly want, your brain finally says, "Oh, this is who we are now." And the real shift begins. Alright, this is where manifestation stops being mystical fluff and turns into something way more interesting, and honestly, way more powerful: brain science. The real engine behind manifestation is something called the reticular activating system, or the RAS. Sounds fancy, but don't worry, it's basically your brain's personal assistant. It filters the entire world for you. Every sound, every sight, every idea, every notification, there's too much information for your brain to process at once. So your RAS decides what actually matters and what gets tossed into the ignore bin. Think of it like Spotify's recommendation algorithm. Whatever you interact with, it shows you more of. You play a sad love song one time and suddenly Spotify is like, "Oh, say less. Here's a playlist for crying on the bathroom floor." Your brain does the exact same thing. Whatever you focus on, it gives you more of. If you focus on problems, your RAS highlights problems. If you focus on opportunities, your RAS suddenly starts showing you doors you didn't notice before. If you focus on cats, well, congratulations, your entire digital life is now a cat museum. This is the heart of manifestation. Not magic. Not the universe rearranging stars. Just your brain selectively noticing things that already existed. Now here's the twist. Most people try to manifest using their conscious mind. "I want this, I desire that, universe, I'm ready." But the RAS doesn't respond to conscious wants. It responds to subconscious expectations. Your conscious mind says, "I want success." Your subconscious says, "But I'm used to procrastinating and doubting myself." Guess which one the RAS listens to? The subconscious. Always the subconscious. This is why people get stuck. They try to think positively, but their identity, the deeper, automatic part, hasn't changed. To your brain, identity beats desire every time. Let's break this down with a simple analogy. Imagine your brain as a GPS. Your goal is the destination. Your identity is the route. If your identity says, "I'm not capable," then your GPS simply doesn't show you the roads that lead to success. It's not that you don't have opportunities. It's that your RAS isn't highlighting them. This explains so many everyday situations. You've probably had a moment where you finally decided to focus on a goal. And then suddenly, you started noticing resources, videos, ideas, and people related to it. It wasn't random. That was your RAS waking up. Or you've been thinking of buying something, a phone, a car, a jacket, and suddenly you see it everywhere. It didn't magically appear overnight. Your brain just decided it mattered now. Manifestation uses this same mechanism. When you visualize something repeatedly, your brain begins to treat it like a real experience. Neural circuits fire as if you're actually doing the thing. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and memory. And that's where the power lies. Because once something feels familiar, your brain stops resisting it. This is why athletes visualize their performance before competing. It's why speakers rehearse mentally before going on stage. It's why successful people always talk about seeing it in their mind first. They're training their RAS to prioritize thoughts, decisions, and behaviors that align with the identity they're creating. Now let's connect this to manifestation more directly. When you say, "I'm manifesting confidence," but your nervous system still operates like, "I'm scared of judgment," your RAS filters life through fear. You'll notice more criticism. You'll interpret neutral faces as threatening. You'll replay awkward moments instead of noticing wins. Your brain thinks it's being helpful. You're scared of embarrassment? Okay, I'll show you every embarrassing thing so we can avoid danger. Thanks, brain, very cool. But when you shift your identity, even slightly, the entire filter changes. If you begin visualizing yourself as someone who handles challenges well, your brain starts scanning for proof that supports that identity. If you start repeating, "I'm learning," "I'm improving," "I'm capable," your RAS starts highlighting situations where you did show capability. Suddenly you notice small wins. You feel tiny sparks of motivation. You have ideas you didn't consider before. Not because something magical happened, but because your attention finally aligned with possibility instead of limitation. Here's the sneaky part. If you don't take control of your RAS, it defaults to survival mode. It amplifies fear. It highlights threats. It reinforces the same cycles you're trying to break. That's why anxious people manifest more anxiety. Their RAS is trained to look for danger. That's why pessimistic people keep finding evidence that life is against them. Their brain is filtering for negativity. Your RAS is always working. The question is it working for you or against you? Manifestation is simply the intentional programming of your RAS. You feed it images, feelings, identities, and stories that reflect the person you want to become. And slowly, your brain rewires itself to match that version. This is why identity is the real key. Your brain doesn't move toward what you want, it moves toward what you are. Or at least what you repeatedly tell yourself you are. So the core principle of manifestation is this. You don't manifest the life you want. You manifest the life you believe you can operate in. Identity creates attention. Attention creates behavior. Behavior creates results. And this is why once people understand the science, manifestation suddenly stops being confusing and starts being obvious. Your brain is always manifesting something. Your job is to teach it what to focus on. You're sitting in a coffee shop with your laptop, determined to manifest productivity. You've been watching all those motivational videos, reading self-help books, and you've even got a fresh notebook open, everything's ready. You take a deep breath, open your laptop, and your brain immediately serves up a 20-minute scroll through your favorite distraction buffet, memes, cute animal videos, and that one friend's endless rant about their toxic coworker. Classic, right? But here's where the magic of manifestation as brain science kicks in. Let's fast forward a week. You walk into the same coffee shop, same laptop, same notebook. But this time, you're practicing the identity-based approach we talked about. Instead of just wanting to be productive, you've been visualizing yourself as someone who actually gets things done. Not someone who wishes they got things done, but the real deal. You sit down. Your phone buzzes, a notification pops up. Old you? You'd instantly click and lose an hour. Future you 2.0? You pause. Your brain quietly asks, is this helping future you? You close the tab. You glance at your notebook and suddenly that little spark of motivation you've been building flickers to life. You write one sentence. Then two. Before you know it, you're halfway through your project. Across the room, the guy with the loud crypto podcast is still loudly manifesting his big break. Ignore him. Later, a friend texts you. Wow, you're so focused lately. What changed? Old you might have shrugged it off. Future you 2.0 smiles and says, I started becoming the person who just gets things done. The shift isn't about some cosmic force giving you a high five. It's your brain catching up to the new identity you've been rehearsing in your mind. That's the power of manifestation done right. It rewires your attention, your choices, your life. Not overnight, but with consistent, intentional practice. So yeah, manifestation isn't magic, but it feels pretty magical when your brain starts cooperating. Alright, enough theory, let's get you some practical steps you can start today to actually use this brain-based manifestation magic. Step 1. Define your identity, not just your goal. Instead of saying, I want to be rich, try, I'm becoming the kind of person who manages money wisely. Your brain needs a role to play, not just a prize to chase. Step 2. Visualize briefly but often. Spend 30 seconds a day picturing yourself doing what the future you does. Not just the end result, but the actual behaviors, paying bills calmly, negotiating confidently, waking up energized. Keep it short, sharp, and specific. Step 3. Interrupt old mental habits. Catch yourself when negative thoughts sneak in, like, I always mess up. Then mentally say, not anymore. That's the old me. This little pause helps your brain notice the new path. Step 4. Take tiny, consistent actions. Small steps every day beat sporadic big bursts. Even if it's just opening that budgeting app or writing one paragraph, it signals to your brain, hey, this is important. Step 5. Pay attention to new clues and opportunities. Your brain is scanning for evidence that supports your new identity. When you see a chance, take it, even if it's a little scary or unfamiliar. Follow these steps, and your RAS will start working for you instead of against you. Here's a little mental hack I call the alternate you switch. Whenever you're about to make a choice, big or small, pause and ask yourself, what would the future, slightly upgraded version of me do right now? Not the superhero version, just 10% better than who you are today. Maybe a bit more confident, a bit more focused, or a bit calmer. Picture flipping an internal switch, like turning on future me mode. Suddenly, your brain loads a new set of behaviors and reactions. You might catch yourself saying no to distractions or leaning into challenges you'd normally avoid. Try this for a week. Each time a decision pops up, flip that switch. You'll start noticing your choices shifting without even thinking. Why does this work? Because your brain is wired to match identity with behavior. When you mentally step into that upgraded version of yourself, your reticular activating system starts highlighting opportunities that fit that identity, and filtering out the rest. It's like tricking your brain into rewiring itself, one decision at a time. So here's the deal, manifestation isn't magic dust sprinkled from the cosmos. It's your brain doing what it's designed to do, filtering, focusing, and rewiring based on what you feed it. Once you understand this, manifestation stops being a confusing, hit-or-miss mystery and starts being a skill you can practice and improve. You're not waiting for the universe to give you a sign, you're training your brain to notice the signs that already exist. Remember, your brain doesn't move toward vague desires, it moves toward identities you truly believe in. So focus on becoming the person who naturally attracts the life you want, not just wishing for the life itself. If this video helped you see manifestation in a new light, stick around. There's plenty more where this came from, practical mindset hacks, brain tricks, and real-world tools to help you level up your life without the fluff. Subscribe if you want to keep upgrading your brain's operating system. And hey, start practicing that future you switch today. Your brain will thank you.